In the fall of 1777, King George's strategy in North America was not going as planned. General John Burgoyne was still struggling down the Hudson in his campaign to split America in half. But his expedition had already lost 1,000 men. In mid-September, less than 40 miles from his goal of Albany, Burgoyne, with 6,000 regulars, crossed the Hudson at Saratoga. His path was blocked by 6,000 American troops, strongly entrenched at Bemis Heights, and now under the command of Horatio Gates. Gates had been joined by the legendary rifleman Daniel Morgan.
He organized a company of riflemen for service in the Continental troops. And these were riflemen from the Virginia frontier who were crack shots. And they began to practice, and people came to see them, and the press reported the absolutely remarkable skill. And it was a little bit reminiscent of the story of William Tell in Switzerland, the national hero, who could shoot an apple with his bow off his son's head. These men shot apples off the heads of their friends. They were that good.
On September 19th, near the American camp at Bemis Heights, Morgan's riflemen were ready for a fight. They soon found one. The Redcoats advanced. For 3 hours, Gates did nothing. Finally, at noon, he sent out Daniel Morgan's riflemen. They were driven back by the main body of the British. Using tactics borrowed from the Indians, Morgan now positioned his men throughout the woods, even in the trees. 11 more American regiments, 4,000 men, swarmed across Freeman's farm.
Such an explosion of fire I had never had any idea of before. And the heavy artillery, like great peals of thunder, almost deafened us. Lieutenant William Digby.
By dusk, Burgoyne held the field, but at a cost of nearly 700 men, a third of his soldiers who fought that day. Still refusing to retreat, Burgoyne on October 7th led 1,500 of his best troops toward the American line at Bemis Heights. The British were outnumbered more than 2 to 1. Burgoyne ordered a withdrawal, but the aide sent to deliver this message was shot. The fighting went on. Burgoyne's army was decimated. 600 troops killed, wounded, or captured. At sundown on October 8th, Burgoyne did what he swore he'd never do: retreat. It was too late. As his beaten soldiers headed toward safety, the rebels moved to cut them off. At the village of Saratoga, Burgoyne was surrounded. Over the next 3 days, in 2 councils of war, his officers urged him to surrender. Finally, on October 15th, Burgoyne accepted the unacceptable. On October 17th, the sun came out for the first time in 9 days. Burgoyne had been wearing the same clothes for 2 weeks, in spite of bullet holes in his hat and waistcoat. To surrender his army, he changed to his finest scarlet uniform. General Burgoyne saluted his conqueror and said, "The fortune of war, General Gates, has made me your prisoner." As the British soldiers began to surrender their arms, the American soldiers sympathetically averted their eyes.